Peace, family. This is Brother Sharif with the Hour of Power. Go to Hour of Power Sharif Hamid on YouTube. Subscribe and share the channel, as you can see in the backdrop there, so we can continue to lift the mind, body, and soul of our people. Tonight, I'm trying to lighten the mood a little bit and take on a different topic, not be so serious, even though we need to be serious, with everything going on. But we can take a little break from everything that's going on and just enjoy each other's company a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit of sports tonight instead of being so serious. Coach Way was supposed to come on with me to help me out with these topics because that's not really my thing there. I know a little bit about sports, but y'all know how I roll. So I'm going to wait and see if Coach Way comes back on. He was supposed to come on and we were supposed to talk about some sports topics. The Cavs and Warriors series is who's better, Lebron or Jordan, and some other hot topics going on in the sports world. Just, the brothers chopping it up a little bit. And like I said, lightening the mood instead of, being so serious with everything going on. But if I think Coach Way was having a little bit of technical difficulties there where he was. If any other brothers want to help me out with this topic or come on with me as a live guest, just raise your hand and I'll bring you on. And because like I said, this really isn't my thing. I was just trying to change it up a little bit, be a little versatile and lighten the mood, especially with all the things going on in the world and people passing away, and it's just rough out here. So I just wanted to lighten the mood a little bit and talk about something a little lighter to bring a smile on our face and just change the mood a little bit. So those are some of the topics I wanted to talk about with sports instead of being so serious all the time. And sisters too, you know what I mean? It's a lot of sisters out there that know they stuff in sports. So if anyone want to join this conversation with me, raise your hand or make some comments. Like I said, I was supposed to have Coach Way here in York, a wonderful brother who's doing some wonderful things. I actually interviewed him in person last week, and he has a program where he helps youth that is, I think he said ages 6 through like 16, something like that. And he does a lot of training with them. It isn't just a sports program, but he works them out on Sundays. He mentors them, helps them out with reading, does a lot of good things. And he's a teacher in the school system. That's Coach Way. He was supposed to come on with me tonight, but I think he might be having some technical difficulties where he is. But anyway, if anyone wants to, come on and chop it up with me about some of these sports topics, feel free. Just trying to change the mood a little bit. So last night was game 1 with the Cavs and the Warriors. I thought that was a very interesting game. I don't think overall that the Cavs stands a chance in this series, for the simple fact that last year, to me, again, I'm not no sports genius or anything like that. That's not really my thing, even though I like, sports, but that's not really my thing. That's why I wanted someone to come on with me and help me out with this, because this really isn't, really isn't my thing. But sports is my little getaway from, reality. But with the Cavs and the Warriors series there, last year, to me, the Cavs had a much better team because they had Kyrie Irving, who was a potent scorer, and they was only able to squeeze out one game last year when they played the Warriors in the finals. So, to me, I didn't think that the Cavs stood a chance with this series this year. So for them to be that competitive, but we know what the underlying factor and of that was. His name is LeBron James. he was just off the hook last night. I think 51 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. I mean, to do all that and to still come up short, that has to be draining. But you never want the referees to be the deciding factor in the game. And I think that is partially what happened last night, because that play where they called a charge on LeBron when it should have, no, they called a blocking on LeBron when it should have been a charge. One referee called it a charge and another one called it a blocking, and then they actually went with a blocking call. And then that sent Durant to the line, and I think that gave them, I think they tied it up. So if they would have called a charge like they originally did, that would have really swayed the game, because then I think they would have had a 2-point lead with the ball and the clock winding down. And then we know what happened on the other end. Good old J.R. Smith. His brother, I don't know. I'm a therapist. I do psyche valves sometimes where I can assess someone and see what's really going on with them upstairs. Bruh needs to come see me or someone with related experience, because he just don't be with it sometimes. He just really phases out. I don't know what's going on with him. For him to, and also the brother that was at the foul line, what's his name, George Hill, he kind of got off of the hook because he also missed the free throw. If he would have made both of those free throws, we wouldn't really be talking about J.R. Smith. So he kind of got off of the hook with all this game being blown. So he made one free throw, which tied it. Then he missed the second one. So that tied the game. J.R. Smith gets the rebound, and then he almost dribbles out the clock. He actually thought that they were winning. And you can see LeBron James pleading for the ball, saying, yo, pass the ball. What are you doing? He started going the opposite way. Bro, just don't be with it sometimes. I don't know what he be thinking, but I don't know. So that basically blew the game for the Cavs. Now, this game 2 on Sunday, I think the Warriors are going to beat them and beat them handily. Because the Warriors, they play around a lot. They really play around a lot. And talking about LeBron James, now, it's been a lot of debate with him on who they think is the best player of all time, him or Michael Jordan. Now, again, this ain't my background, but I know a little something. But before I give my little view on who I think is better between LeBron and Jordan, I want to preface that by saying, without a shadow of a doubt, I believe LeBron James is the better person. So I said I wasn't going to get too serious, but it's just in me. I can't help it. This brother, Salam, Brother Angelo, this brother, to my knowledge, was raised in a single-family home, right? I've never seen his father, I've never seen him, right? So he's raised by his mother, never got in trouble, marries his high school sweetheart. He got 3 children, never been in any trouble with the law, no scandals with him, with his wife. He got a black wife. I'm going to say it again. He got a black wife. He hasn't done what many of these athletes have done. I mean, you love who you love, but my goodness, a lot of these athletes are marrying white women. Our Brother Angelo spicing it up saying Bill Russell is the GOAT. Okay, why you say that, Brother Angelo? Why you say he's the GOAT? Because like I said, I'm not no sports guru or nothing. I know a little something. But the raging debate has been who's better, LeBron or Jordan, right? So Brother Angelo said Bill Russell is the GOAT. Okay, we can talk about that. But I wanted to finish out by saying LeBron James is just a wonderful brother. He's a wonderful brother. Family man, no scandals. Brother Aaron Hall says LeBron puts in work on the court and the community with his family. Yes. 11 straight championships. Yeah, that's saying something. But LeBron James is just a wonderful brother. Donated all this money to his community for children who would, was it a boarding school or an alternative school? I believe he donated money to, and for children to go to college there in Akron, Ohio, where he's from. No scandals, marrying his high school sweetheart, never in trouble. You don't hear him out in the streets and always dignified, no, well spoken, don't have no college education, which goes to show he has knowledge of self. So he definitely is a better person. Michael Jordan to me is just a plain Negro. But since we're talking about sports, I don't want to seem like I'm double talking. If I had to say who had the better career or who's the better player, and brothers who have chimed in, I'm going to have to say MJ. I got to say MJ. I got to be, even though he is a pure Negro, right? He is a pure Negro. If we're just talking about basketball, I would have to go slightly and reluctantly go with MJ. 6 championships. He got there 6 times, didn't lose any, right? And I believe he was the MVP in most of those finals. And the 2 years he was out, I believe if he would have played, I believe he would have won them, which would have made 8 championships. Brother Aaron says Bill Russell was great. However, there's still quite a bit of discrimination during that time, and many top black players did not have a chance to be in the NBA. Yes, that's a very good point, Brother Aaron. And they really stacked their team. I mean, they had, if I'm, correct me if I'm wrong, they had several Hall of Fame players on that team, and there weren't 7-game series back then. I believe you can win a series in like 3 or 4 games back then. There weren't 7-game series. So for them to go back to back to back like that, something wasn't right. And that team they had was stacked. John Havlicek and what's some of them other players on there in that Celtics team. But it was a different era. Brother Aaron said MJ was cold. He was not going to lose. Brother Angelo says Bill Russell, Kareem, Michael Jordan, LeBron James. That's his order. Yeah, how does Kareem get left out of the mix as one of the greatest of all time? And then if you want to say one of the greatest basketball players of all time, this brother has been winning championships since he was in high school. And how many did he win in college? Can someone update me on that with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, all those championships with UCLA? He won 6 championships in the pros, MVP at least 5 or 6 times. How does he get left out of this conversation? Like how? How does that happen? Now, I know he didn't have a great relationship with the media, and he wasn't really bending back then. So I think that had a great deal to do with it. But what confuses me is, and I think I know what it is, Bill Russell was in the civil rights movement, but they don't blackball him the way they blackball Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Do you brothers think that because Kareem was a Muslim, he converted to Islam? Do you think that's why? Sister Nima says Kareem studied under Dr. What? Are you talking about a Dr. John Henrik Clark, sis? God, I never heard that before. Our sister said Kareem studied under Dr. Clark. I'm imagining she's talking about Dr. John Henrik Clark. Is that who you talking about, sis? Brother Hall says, one man with 2 names in the record book, Lou Alcindor and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And Sister Nima said, yes, she's talking about John Henrik Clark. I didn't know that. Did any of you brothers